Stepping into the spotlight as Theodore Beaver Cleaver in the iconic Leave It to Beaver, Jerry Mathers won the hearts of audiences worldwide. But the final episode of the show left fans with a cliffhanger as Mathers made a bold and unexpected move. He decided to bid farewell to his acting career. In this video, we'll delve into Mathers' life post Leave It to Beaver, exploring his reasons for leaving the limelight and his experiences after the show. Fitting in. Famous for playing Beaver, Mathers had a good life after the show ended. Even though he was famous, he was able to live a normal life. His journey to stardom started in a department store where he was spotted with his mom. Leave It to Beaver was a popular show about a young boy's funny adventures. It was on TV for 6 seasons and had more than 200 episodes. In 1963, when the show finished, Mathers was 14 years old and ready to start high school. Unlike many child actors who struggled to adjust to life after a series or a movie wraps, Mathers had a different experience. He did several things to keep busy and maintain a balanced perspective on life. He joined his high school football team. He played center and linebacker even though he wasn't the biggest kid on the team. This experience was crucial in his transition from the TV world as it allowed him to be part of a group and build a solid circle of friends. But Mathers' football career didn't last long. During his senior year, he quit after a big freshman knocked him around on the practice field. This freshman turned out to be John Vella, who later played as an offensive lineman in the NFL. When football didn't pan out, Mathers enlisted in the Air Force, serving for 6 years. This decision was another significant step in his journey, and it allowed him to serve his country and gain valuable life experiences. But he always wanted to go to college, so following his time in the military, he embarked on a new journey at the prestigious University of California, Berkeley, where he majored in philosophy. During his time in school, Mathers started playing around with investments at a Berkeley bank. The personnel at the bank got to know him and even offered him a job, which he took. After dealing with big amounts of money for 3 years, Mathers learned that some of the biggest transactions involved real estate. He then dabbled in real estate and even owned a pawn shop, further expanding his skill set and experience. Acting eventually came calling again for Mathers. Starting in 1983, he was in an episode of The Love Boat and the new version of Leave It to Beaver, the new Leave It to Beaver. Despite being one of the most recognizable child stars television has ever seen, Jerry Mathers grew up like so many other kids his age, leading a life that made him very happy. Memories. One of Mathers' most cherished memories is the wrap party that followed the taping of the show's final episode, Family Scrapbook. It was directed by Hugh Beaumont, who played family patriarch Ward Cleaver. Mathers recalls it as a massive party on their soundstage where all the actors, writers, and writers' assistants came together. Even people who hadn't been on the show in a while dropped by. Despite knowing they probably wouldn't see each other as much again, the atmosphere was filled with camaraderie and friendship. As one of his final TV appearances, Family Scrapbook holds a special place in his heart. This episode was unique as it was shot entirely in one day and conceived as a clip show that would look back on the 6-season window of time in the Cleaver household. Mathers remembers it as a special episode, not just because it was the last, but because his TV dad directed him. He has fond memories of his time working with the other members of the Cleaver clan, including Barbara Billingsley and Tony Dow, who played his on-screen mother and older brother. He remembers them as friends, valued colleagues, and their passing in 2022, respectively, left a void in his life. One of his most personal mementos from his life on the show was his green hat. This hat, which was originally his, became a signature part of Beaver's wardrobe, after the writers and producers liked it when Mathers wore it on the first day of filming. Despite the show being in black and white, the hat was actually green. He still owns it today, a tangible reminder of his time as Beaver. Among Mathers' most treasured memories is an unusual one, as it involves a rumor about his own demise. While it's hard to fathom, he holds the rumor that circulated around his death during the Vietnam War close to his heart. While he served in the California Air National Guard, he never went to Vietnam. But the rumor persisted, and Mathers even went on Saturday Night Live to correct the historical record, a moment he recalls with a chuckle. Why he left. Few characters in television history are as well known as Theodore Beaver Cleaver. But when the curtains fell on the show in 1963, Mathers made a surprising decision to step back from his burgeoning acting career. In an interview with Fox News Digital, Mathers opened up about his decision to take a break from the industry, revealing that the conclusion of the final season provided him with an opportunity to live a normal life, which was a stark contrast to his experiences as a child star. He expressed that the end of the show came at the right time. He had a desire to participate in sports, something he couldn't do while working at the studio. Joining the track and football teams was something he really wanted to do. And it gave him the opportunity to have a lot of good friends, which added to his enjoyment of his new, normal life. Interestingly, Mathers wasn't the only one who was excited when Leave It to Beaver ended. The production crew and other actors seemed all ready to move on with their lives. Mathers confessed that while they weren't tired of the show, it was a lot of work. They had to be at the studio every day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and often had PR work to do on the weekends. For Mathers, it was time to move on. He was getting ready to go to high school, and his co-star Tony Dow was preparing for college, something they couldn't do if they were still on the show. Throughout his journey as a child star, Mathers' family, especially his mother, played a significant role. His mother took good care of him, helping him cope with the challenges and attention that came with his fame. Mathers had been working since he was 2 and loved going to the studio. It was a fun place with a lot of fun people, and he never had any problems with it. Mathers' smooth transition from being a child celebrity to facing other aspects of life was made possible because his family supported him. Ultimately, his choice to step away from acting following the conclusion of the show was driven by his yearning for a regular life, the unwavering support of his family, and the shared desire of the cast and crew to pursue new paths. Only cast member alive. Jerry Mathers now holds a unique distinction. He's the last surviving cast member. The show, which aired from 1957 to 63, gave viewers a warm and fuzzy look at the Cleaver household. This included the ever-patient mother, June, played by Barbara Billingsley, and the wise and understanding father, Ward, played by Hugh Beaumont. Older brother Wally was brought to life by Tony Dow, and of course, Beaver was played by Mathers. Over the years, the original cast members have sadly passed away. Beaumont was the first to leave us in 1982, followed by Billingsley in 2010, and most recently Dow in 2022. This has left Mathers as the sole torchbearer of the main cast, a role he carries with a mix of pride and nostalgia. Desire to play the character again. Despite the years since Leave It to Beaver ended, Mathers still holds a special place in his heart for the character. In a recent interview, he expressed his openness of reprising the role, but this time as a grandfather. He mentioned he'd want to read the script first and ensure it adhered to the same morals and values that the original show upheld. Now it's time to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts on Mathers' journey from child star to having a normal life.